and hopefully the blockchain will end that whole stigma of the starving artist, because as you rightfully said, Daniel, there's a space for everybody here. There's a niche you can carve out.
Of course. So I changed my in the middle of it, I changed my thesis from agricultural sustainable development to NFTs as an opportunity for artists from emerging regions to change their livelihoods and to have the opportunity to live from their art. So let's say from March, Diani, April to up to July, we actually, with Jimena and Diana, we grew up a lot of community just trying to onboard as many Latin American artists as we could, trying to get them approachable to the technology, inviting them to spaces, even if they were not English speakers, we will work as interpreters on those spaces. And this is the importance to building these bridges and opening these doorways. So that's something that we've done in this space.
Yeah, I think that the NFTs have given, like you said, Luis, like it's basically now artists feel, wow, I think I can earn a living from this. Whereas before it was, you had to be lucky to get, your work sold and famous and picked up by galleries. This has opened up like a whole new world where you can think, yes, I can do it. And you hear stories, right, of artists who have quit their day jobs and they're dedicating themselves to NFTs. And it's incredible, especially in emerging countries and developing countries, where before it would be almost impossible to get picked up by galleries in North America and Europe, right? And now the NFTs have like created like a small world out of a giant world. So everyone has the opportunity to be seen.
Yes.
Yes, and I completely agree. And something else that I think is really important is the decentralizing of galleries. So as opposed to having to know somebody, or I'm not really sure how it works to get into your traditional galleries, but I'm sure you have to do some sort of application or know somebody. The network is very important. With that, with the NFTs, it eliminates that. But it also provides you the social aspect that you need as an artist to build up an audience in some way, shape, or form through things like Twitter or just viewing other people's, wallets, which I think is going to be a huge thing in the future, seeing what people own in their collections and stuff like that. So do you guys foresee a huge influx of photographers and other artists embracing NFTs as a way to, showcase their work and build a career?
I do. I definitely do, 100%. I think as people start to understand it more, because now it's still a bit mysterious, and there's even friends that I have that I tell who are photographers, and I'm like, you should, look into NFTs, and they're a little bit not sure. But I think as it becomes more mainstream and people like Daniel and I are out there helping to onboard new artists, I do think, and I think it just creates, like we were mentioning, like a fantastic space to showcase your work and to have it in the online galleries on Cryptovoxels, Decentraland. There's a great group of guys that the I'm Not Art, and they have a physical NFT gallery in Chicago, which I haven't been able to go to, but they're very nice, and they have the Cryptovoxels and then the On Cyber, where you can create your own gallery, and none of it costs money, and you can collaborate with people. That's another thing in the NFT space that I think is fantastic, is how many people are able to collab.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Luis, I've seen, I'm going to speak as an emerging as an artist from an emerging region. And I know this happens from Latin America to Southeast Asia to India, Africa. $1 in the States is $1, but for us in emerging regions, $1 is just, it represents too much. It represents a lot of, in our revenue, in our income. So I see the power of the universality it has. You can reach anyone. Even if they won't yet buy you, you can reach anyone. And one of the things that we encourage among artists is just retweet. If you cannot buy a fellow artist's work, retweet, share other work, because a retweet can change a life. A retreat just can change a life. So we do encourage other artists to connect heartfeltly, of course. That has to be sincere connections, but just retreat, share others' work, because that's one of the ways. We were listening a testimony from an amazing Cuban artist. She said she and her whole family was got COVID, and they were sick, and she sold one NFT, and she got the chance to buy medicines for her whole family. An NFT probably saved their lives, and it was amazing to hear how what I was trying to achieve with my thesis, my master's thesis, about they are an opportunity to change life. It is real. There are still challenges. The language is a challenge because most of the market it's English speakers. Yeah. The lack of knowledge in technology, and then you have issues in security. But there are still also those challenges, like in the real physical art world, or like in the physical finance, like when your bank or your electronic banking. So there are still challenges, but the universality, the platforms are just massive. So the chances for you to speak about it, it's more than just being in an island enclosed, trying to get your work in a gallery that no one's visit now in the pandemics. Now things are getting better in terms of traveling, but let's say for physical galleries, it's been a challenge. So it's